So good morning, all of you. So today's class will discuss about the collisions in two-dimensional. So this week's syllabus, what all we have is collisions in two dimension, then different types of impulse, then variable mass concept. All these are part of syllabus. So I'll begin with the collision in two dimension. Already the impulse I covered exclusively in collisions in one dimension. Now for the same idea, for two dimensions will extend. So suddenly impulse is brought, you find very difficult. That's why what happened? Impulse, a part of impulse already I discussed. Now in the applications in 2D also we'll continue with that. Okay, now if you can recollect, I told you like in two-dimensional collisions, the idea of impulse becomes very important here. Rest all everything you can apply conservation of momentum, you know how to write quotient of restitution. So the idea of impulse. So once again, so if you can recollect things, if this is the object which is moving with a speed u, then if an impulse acts in this direction, jy, then what is the effect of this impulse? The object will acquire a component of velocity along y-axis also, and the resultant path will be like this. So how to write this equation? Initial momentum along initial momentum initial momentum along x-axis, mux. Final momentum should also be mvx. Any reason? Because there's no impulse along x. Then what is the equations of motion? As jx is 0, so what we can write? Mux equal to mvx. So ux equal to vx. Along y-axis, initial momentum 0, jy equal to mvy. So value of vy is jy by m. What is the resultant speed? Vx square plus vy square. This is a basic everywhere. I'll be using the same idea. That impulse due to what? Impulse due to different types of collisions that will occur. Now, if an impulse acts in this direction, at an angle theta, then after impulse exerted, so what are the possible? One possibility is that it will be in this direction. Then what are the equations of motion? J sine theta equal to mvy. Then along x-axis, mux minus j cos theta. Why j cos theta? Component of impulse j cos theta will be opposite initial momentum. So this should be equal to m vx. So the value of j and theta will be made available for us. So with this, we can predict vy, vx. Then we can predict the what direction it will in fact propagate, or in fact it will move. Now it can happen. It can also happen that first case. So what is the next situation? Next possible case, it can happen that I'll do one thing. Some of you are. This is the first case I'm putting. What is the next possibility? It can also happen that j cos theta will be equal to mux. In that case, how the colliding object, it will just move along y-axis. So in this case, j cos theta equal to mux minus j cos theta equal to 0, that one. Then along y-axis, j sin theta equal to mvy. How the object can move only along y-axis. There's also a second possibility, because if j cos theta equal to mux, then the net impulse momentum along x-axis is 0. Then the object can move only along y-axis. What is the next possibility? J cos theta, if it is greater than j cos theta, if it is Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So some power gone. So I'm alternative thing will continue. Okay, now so it can happen that j cos t is greater than mux. So after collision, so after that impulse exerted, it may move in this direction. Then in this case, it will be mux minus j cos theta equal to minus mbx. So j sin theta equal to mby. So these are the possibilities that can occur. No? So in a numerical workbench, we should assume any one situation. We have to proceed. We have to cross check. Then we have to conclude here. It all depends upon the value of j and theta. Okay, no. So this is the I gave one of the example. So like even if the impulse is acting, if the impulse acts, let me take the next situation. If this is the object moving with a, so let me, then if impulse acts in this direction, then what are the possibilities? Object is moving in xy plane, the impulse acts in the x minus 5 plane. Then after collision, I'm going to assume this will be Vx. There's a one possibility. There's a first possibility. After impact, it will have Vy and Vx. Then what are the equations of motion will be? Mu cos theta plus j cos alpha is equal to mbx. Then along y-axis, mu sin theta minus j sin alpha is equal to mby. Now, what is another possibility? Maybe j sin alpha equal to mu sin theta. Mu sin theta. In that case, vy will become 0, no? Then only x component will come. Or second possibility, the object will move in the fourth quadrant. In this case, what is the equation? Mu cos theta plus j cos alpha equal to mvx. Mu sin theta minus j sin alpha equal to minus of mv. Why negative sign here? According to impulse momentum equation, if the impulse opposite to initial momentum should be taken negative. If the final momentum opposite to initial momentum, that should be taken negative. You look at this impulse j cos alpha. It is in direction of initial momentum. Mu cos theta. So therefore positive. Again, mbx how it is in the direction of initial momentum u cos theta. So look at the, I brought it. So what you have to do is like, if you have this situation in a two dimension, analyze along x, along y. Impulse momentum equation can be analyzed separately along x, along y. So don't go for the resultant. You can write in vector form. It'll be very difficult for you. The best practice is analyze the collision along x, along y. You'll be on safer side because you can avoid the vector idea. Because whenever it comes vector now, so possibility of there, it's a mathematics, we may go wrong with science, everything. That's why to minimize mathematics, we are just breaking up the situation into motion along x, motion along y axis. So there is one basic methodology of writing impulse momentum equation. So what is this? Just like how to impulse momentum equation. So the whole idea is just based on how to use this equation. Now we are going to take help of this to analyze the two-dimensional collision. Okay, let me begin with. So let there be a ground.
Sir, can you once scroll up, sir? Sir, no, sir, a bit down, sir. Thank you.
No, there's a ball which will approach with a speed u. So let theta be the angle of incidence. I don't draw the diagram. It will collide here. A rough diagram I'm showing. After impact, it will rebound. So let the initial velocity of approach, let it be u. It will rebound with a speed v. Let the angle of incidence theta, let it be. So shall I call this a line of impact or normal? Anything? Line of impact or common normal? And what about this common tangent? And what this is? This is a ground. There's a very basic one. I'm preparing. I'm taking help of this one. This is what is going to help you solve many problems. Common normal. So there's a block of, there's a sphere of mass m. It will approach the ground. I think this is very simple. No? You take any cricket ball or something, you just throw on the ground. It will rebound. No? There the ground will be rough, will be smooth, depending upon all the conditions. So first, let me take the smooth here. Let's write all possible equations. What is the? Shall I say there's a line of impact? Then with what speed it will approach? It will approach with a speed u cos theta. It will rebound with a speed v cos alpha. Then the normal contact will act for small duration of time. The normal contact will act for small duration of time. So during that small duration of time, an impulse will act. I'll call Jy. That normal contact force will act for small duration. What is Jy? N into delta t. Now let's write impulse momentum equation first along x-axis, along y-axis. Mu cos theta minus Jy equal to minus mv cos alpha. What is in fact Jy? Jy is equal to n into delta t. The normal contact acting between the ball and the ground for small duration of time will be Jy. And we know that this Ny will be very much greater than mg. Fine. So there's a one equation, you keep it. So this will be mu cos theta plus mv cos alpha equal to Jy. There's the impulse by the ground. Let's come for this. Quotient of restitution formula. Rebound speed by incident speed. So let me substitute v cos alpha above. So this will be mu cos theta u cos theta equal to Jy. So what is Jy is equal to u cos theta 1 plus e. So this impulse acting, what depends the magnitude, will it also depends upon the type of surfaces? The answer is yes. This is something very important. Books, okay, they're given equation, but definitely a student has to analyze. So the impulse acting between two surfaces depends on what? Depends upon E. What is E? E depends upon the nature of surfaces, no? And this M also will come. The quotient of restitution already we have just concluded in previous classes, independent of masses, independent of size, but depends upon the nature of surfaces. So the impulse acting between the surfaces will it depends on nature of surface. The answer is yes. Sir. It depends on momentum and also in what direction the velocity directed, and also depends nature of surface. So I am able to define impulse like this by looking at the situations. Sir. Linear impulse depends also on nature of colliding. There's a very, you can say, dangerous statement not available in book. Why not available? Because I should not define in the impulse momentum equation. Only in the situation I should define. So as a teacher, I think uh, I should not define it in the definition. You'll never understand because until unless the situation doesn't come. So can be asked such things for you in advance. Hidden things, all these are. You have to be careful. Linear impulse depends also on nature of colliding surfaces. Then this is about the quotient of restitution, what we have, and the expression for jy. Along x-axis, what is any impulse will act? The ground is smooth. So along x-axis, momentum is considered. Net impulse along x-axis is 0. So initial momentum mu sine theta should be equal to mv sine alpha. So therefore, u sine theta equal to v sine alpha. Is it okay? So this is a generalized idea of this one. So momentum is conserved along x-axis, along y-axis it is not conserved. After this, we'll take the types of collision. So we know elastic, inelastic, perfect inelastic. The first collision, let it be perfect elastic collision. Then what will happen to all these equations? E equal to 1. If E equal to 1, no loss in kinetic energy, no? Kf should be equal to Ki. Then mv square should be equal to mu square by 2. V equal to u. E equal to 1 in this equation. E equal to 1, V equal to u. So what do you expect? Alpha and theta must be equal. So alpha equal to theta. So the angle of incidence should be equal to angle of rebound. What are alpha, theta? How we define? Theta is called as angle of incidence. And what about alpha? We define alpha as angle of rebound. Second case, if E between 0 and 1, already we know it. If just I'll put it, E between 0 and 1, then Kf will be less than Kf not equal to Ki, better you write it. Then V not equal to U, then alpha not equal to theta. Or it can happen, V by cos theta. So this exclusively, let's not write anything that one. So this is what happens. Next again, if E equal to 0, if E equal to 0,
Sir, why did you not write it, sir?
what happened?
Sir, why did you not write alpha is not equal to theta?
It depends on ratio of V by U and theta, no?
Okay, sir.
Mathematically, because I can write any equation, but not true in all cases, no? E equal to 0. So what will happen? If E equal to 0, shall we put V0? If E equal to 0, then what will happen? It can happen that cos alpha will be 90, no? V will be non-zero. It's not that V must be 0. So if E equal to 0, so what conditions will arise? V will be non-zero, alpha will be 90 degrees. Then after impact, so what actually happens to the ball? After collision, it will move with a speed u sine theta. The component of velocity along y-axis will become 0. So this you write Vx. So what is Vx equal to? U sine theta. It will not get stuck to it. It will move on the surface equal to 0. Then what is the impulse? You can write it. Jy is equal to mu cos theta only, because mu cos the E equal to 0. So it will be only mu cos theta. Can we calculate loss in kinetic energy? Yes, we can determine. So E equal to, in one-dimensional collision, E equal to 0, the particles will get stuck. In two-dimensional collision, the particle need not to get stuck. So what is the, also like the bodies need not to stuck. What are bodies here? There's a ball and there's a ground. So will the ball will get stuck to the ground? No, only Y component will get eliminated. I think you have to be very careful about this condition. Okay, agree this. So this is about the two-dimensional collision. So like when a ball is incident at an angle theta with vertical and collides elastically, inelastic, or perfect inelastic, all these are the sequence that will take place. So it's all about the writing impulse momentum equation. Are you getting this first set of equation? No, they are very important. So how you should proceed with the problem? When it comes in contact, the normal contact you show it. So that most of the problems what we discuss will be normal contact, collision of two objects. When the two objects come in contact, normal contact will come. So what you should do? Identify common tangent, then common normal, along common normal, impulse will act, then proceed the problem. Okay, let's take the, if the surface is rough, no, let it approach with an angle theta, it will rebound. Let this be rough surface. So it is approaching with a speed u, it will rebound with a speed v. Then as usual, so this will be normal contact will act jy, so there's a line of impact. So what are these speeds now? U cos theta, it will rebound with v cos alpha. Initial momentum along x-axis, it will be u sin theta. After rebound, it will be v sin alpha. The surface is rough. So then a friction will also act, the impulse due to friction, and that I'll show it towards left. Why towards left? Because look at the u sin theta. U sin theta will be towards right with respect to ground. Friction should oppose relative motion. So the friction on the ball will act towards right. Friction should oppose relative motion. So therefore, and this friction will act for small duration of time. So let's go back to already we have discussed now. So F equal to mu n, F into delta t equal to mu ny into delta t. So what is F into delta t? Will be impulsive friction. Mu, what is ny delta t? It's the friction due to normal contact. So like this, the impulsive friction will be related to the impulse due to normal contact. So wherever you see colliding surface rough, immediately this should flash for you. So there'll be an impulsive friction. Fine. So this is a very generalized thing. Okay, let's write the first quotient of restitution formula. Angle of rebound along line of impact E equal to V cos alpha by U cos theta. Then impulse momentum equation mu cos theta minus jy equal to minus mv cos alpha. Or this is as usual. V cos alpha we can write as U cos theta. So this is jy. So now what is jx? We know jx equal to mu jy. Mu cos theta 1 plus e. Okay, are you able to hear me? Oh,
Yes, sir.
huh? It's okay, fine, yeah. Okay, let me continue. Yeah. Now, look at this Jx equal to, so how to calculate that impulsive friction? So don't search for, sir, I'll calculate delta T. It's not be, this information will not be given in all the numericals. So from Jy, I can calculate from this equation, the equation 1, equation 2. So from this, I'll get the Jx, impulsive friction. So what is Jx? This is the impulsive friction. Okay, after this. Now that alpha is unknown, no? So can we determine that? So applying impulse momentum equation along x-axis, mu sine theta minus Jx equal to mv sine alpha. I know Jx here. From this, I'll substitute. I'll get alpha. What about V and alpha are unknown because both are unknown. I know E, U, and theta. And from this, what happened? V and alpha, V and sine alpha are known. Squaring and adding these two, I'll get the required equation. Like that, V and alpha will be unknown. So that V and alpha we can determine by using all this set of equations 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it momentum conserved along x-axis? The answer is no. Anyway, momentum is not conserved along y-axis. Momentum forward, momentum of ball. Momentum of ball is not conserved along y-axis. What about along x-axis? Not conserved because you see that an impulse is acting. So just impulse momentum equation is what you should apply because everywhere I'm writing that one only. Now why here positive? Because mv sine alpha is in the direction of initial momentum. Why this Jx negative? Opposite initial momentum. Try to see the signs. So solving 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll get the unknown thing. What are unknown things? V and alpha. And now if you want, you can discuss, put, sir, E equal to 0. What is the motion of the ball? Just after impact, it will have x component of velocity. Because of friction, what happen? It will move and it will undergo retardation and finally come to rest. So many cases they'll ask you. After impact also, it will move like this. Again, it will go and collide. No, it is moving in a space. It will collide like that. With every impact, there'll be change in, there'll be decrease in momentum along x-axis, and finally it will come to rest. This again very generalized topic, so questions can come from any corner. You have to be very careful. Okay, let's take this one. So we'll go for the application type. So this is the, I'll project a ball with a speed u at an angle theta. A gravity is present. At t equals 0, I project it here. Let it be, we'll discuss all the cases, elastic, inelastic, and if the ground is rough. The first case, let E equal to 1. What will happen to it? So as I projected, so what happened to this particular ball is going to describe a parabolic path. Is going to describe a parabolic path. Just for to make problem little bit systematic, I've just taken the two reference lines. So it will come and collide. No, again it will collide with the ground. So here again collision occurs. Tell me what will happen here. Elastic collision. So then with what velocity it was projected, just resolve the velocities uy and ux. So what is ux? Ux equal to u cos theta, uy is equal to u sin theta. After impact, we know that uy should not change. Now you check it now. So the ball will be after second impact, after third impact, and this is the trajectory. Now, due to collision, y component, it will approach the ground with a speed uy, then it will rebound with the same speed because of elastic collision. And as there is no friction, so horizontal component remains same. So what will happen to this angle theta? It will not change. With what speed it was projected, same speed now it's going to get projected from point 2. And again it's going to ascend a maximum height, the same maximum height. So what was maximum height hm? The same maximum height. A t equals are projected after what time it will be available? After t. Then again after what time it will be available? After some time 2t. This will be 3t. What should happen to the range? Will remain same, the range. And the maximum height ascended, it will also remain same. How long this will go on? As long as the surface is present. As long as the surface is present. The above one is there's no wall. I'm just taking a reference line, that one. So the maximum height ascended will be same, the range will be same, the time of flight will be same, the angle of incidence, the angle of rebound, everything will be same. And this will continue. So this is for elastic collision. Now let me bring inelastic collision. E between 0 and 1, the same condition. I'll scroll down. So the first and second case, E between 0 and 1. So first, as I project it, it'll go and ascend like this here. Now it's an inelastic collision. No, no. Let's see what actually happens in this case. At t equals 0, I project it. Then it will take time of flight t. So let the horizontal component. So this is u. This is theta. So resolving ux and uy. It will approach with a speed uy and here ux. After collision, what will happen to ball? It will rebound with a speed EUI, no? And as this is smooth, so what should happen to this? It will remain constant. Along x-axis, there won't be change in momentum. So definitely E is less than, E is between 0 and 1. So what do you expect the vertical component? Will decrease, no? So maximum height ascended. So earlier this was range H1, T equals 0. This is a time of flight T. So there's a range R1. So now the trajectory will be like this. So this is what finally happens. So this is the H2. This is H3 and so on. Like this you can continue. So this is R2 range. This is R3, R4, R5 and so on. What about the time? There's a time of flight. T, T1. This is T2, T3, T4. Let's try to generalize everything here now. What is H1 equal to? Uy square by 2G. Uh, Describe the motion along x, along y. It'll be much easier to write equation. Let's write all the equations. No, first, what is a h1 equal to? Uy square by 2g. What about time of flight? 2uy by g. And what is the range? Ux into time of flight. So this should be equal to how much? 2ux uy by g. Keep it data ready like this. We know what is rebound speed EUI. So what do you expect H to know? So first we'll calculate time of flight. Time of flight should be 2 EUI by G. So how much this should become? E times of T1. Able to understand this one? What is the vertical component of the velocity of the impact? Will become EUI, no? So it'll become ET1. Then what is the maximum height ascended? It should be equal to EUI whole square by 2g. So this should be E square H1. Then what will be the range? R2 is equal to, in place of Uy, so this will be 2 or Ux into T2. And T2 is ET1, Ux into T1, so this should be equal to E into R1. So range will, and E will be less than 1. So what do you expect? All these quantities will decrease, no? Next, for third time of,
So shouldn't T1 be Uy by G?
no, my time of flight, total time of flight, 2 Ui by
Okay,
G.
sir. Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, okay, yeah, this one. T3 should be equal to, this should be, it will approach again. It will approach with a speed EUI. It will rebound E square UI. E square UI. It will rebound E cube UI. So T3 should be equal to 2 into E square UI by G. So E square T1. H3 should be equal to E square UI whole square by 2G. H3, I'm getting H3 like this. And what about the range R3? R3 should be equal to Ux into T3. So this should be E square R1. Look at the terms, some E to power of 4, H3 E to power of 4. These are things. So like this, what will happen to the height ascended will decrease, range will decrease, time of flight all are going to decrease here. Finally, what will happen? Finally, the ball will have only X component of velocity, no? Finally, what when the ball will move horizontally, because after n collisions, Y component will keep on decrease, and it after long time, the ball will be just moving horizontally, because Ux nobody is there to decrease, no? Look at the height ascent, it keeps on decrease. So UI vertical component will keep on decrease, horizontal component just remains same. So no change in horizontal component, because there's no friction. So this is a final.
Sir, in the first case in elastic collision, you said that it will continue to move till the surface is there, na, sir. Is it possible in real life, sir?
Try to see, is it possible to have infinite surface? Just be realistic. No, I'm just talking theoretically here. Okay, ma?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Just it's a, see, on paper I'm talking here. Practically what can you get a ground off like this? Nobody will disturb you. Can you get a straight road? Not possible, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So these are some mathematical ways of asking few things here. With every impact, there'll be loss in kinetic energy. And finally, what happens? Kinetic energy of the ball will remain constant sum. You say ux, mux square. So how much of energy lost after n impacts? Mu square by 2. Vertical component will get eliminated finally. This is the surface we took smooth. If surface is rough, the same situation. Ux also is going to change, no? If surface is rough, even horizontal component will change. And finally, what will happen? The ball will finally come to rest. Can it happen like elastic collision and surface equal to 1? Let me come back to, let me introduce. This will be very useful for you. And horizontal surface is rough. What conditions will arise here? I'm projecting with a speed u. So first it will and finally it will be moving vertically up and down here. I think I'll show it. So this is almost vertical, and it will. So this is what when this is rough and e equal to 1. What I'm putting condition. So this is the theta, this is u, uy, ux. At e equal to 1, so for at every collision, what will happen to vertical component? Vertical component is not going to change. No? With what speed the ball was approaching, with the same speed, it will rebound. So finally, it will having a speed uy and uy. Horizontal component as will keep on decrease. So it will be u1x, u2x, u3x, u4x. Any reason for that? Because due to friction. So when the ball is here, in what action the friction will act here? The friction will be like this. So this you, let me just show only friction here like this. So every time the friction acting what happen will decrease the momentum of the ball along x-axis, and because of that what happen, the x component will keep on decrease. So what is the equation now? u4x less than u3x less than u2x less than u1x less than ux. Y component of velocity remains same. So what is the maximum height ascended? Will remain same. Time of flight should decrease or remain same. Time of flight is same. T equal to t, 2t, 3t, because time of flight depends on vertical component. Finally, what happens? The ball will be just rebounding vertically up and down. All these are hypothetical, practically not possible. Because E equal to 1, practically not possible. Exactly adjusting that one. Just on paper, I'm just giving information. So finally, what happens? The ball will be just vertically oscillating. To and fro motion will be describing this one. So any especially such questions no will be asked for you in matching. They'll give E between 0 and 1, surface rough or smooth. So rather than every time drawing diagram, no, you must have a basic idea. So describe the motion along X, along Y, and continue the problem. So therefore, whenever two bodies collide, what all we should do? We should search for what all is it colliding surface rough, and then again, then what is the quotient of distribution? Is it equal to between elastic or inelastic? All that we have to analyze once. Okay, let's take the other examples. Okay, these are the two spheres. There's a string. There's initial at rest. So now this will collide inelastically and retraces its path. Sphere 1 of mass m1 collides inelastically and retraces the path. Find the velocity of spheres just after impact. The weight mg is acting. So both are having same radius. Masses are different. That's all here. Now, what we have to follow here means like what are the rules? As usual, so what you should identify, where is the line of impact? I'll proceed with the diagram. So now when this comes and collides, it will retrace path himself is telling. So now let me take the situation. So when they come and collide, no, so you do just show that line of impact because that is very important. So the sphere, I'll try to draw the diagram. Let's see. They're in contact, no? How the normal contact force will act along the line of impact. So this is the center of two spheres. So the normal contact here, I'm showing it here. Actually, where we have to show, we have to show that here only. So to make you understand, I'm just showing it here. And here it lagged in this direction. Is it fine? So the normal contact will act in this direction. Now let's see that he himself is telling it will rebound. The sphere 1 will retrace a path. So I'll call V1. How the sphere 2 will move? So this angle theta is given for us. What can happen now? What are unknown things? The speed of the spheres 1 and 2. So after impact, how do they move? How do they move is what we have to check it. Now this component of Jn, so what it will do? It will act along x as well as y axis, no? It will act along x as well as y axis. So Jn cos theta, what it do? It will try to impart the momentum to the sphere, second sphere along vertically down. So what this string will do, suddenly the string will be jerked. And because of that, an impulse is set up in the string. I'll call JT. How this JT has come? Because of J n cos theta. J n cos theta, what it will try to do? It will try to pull this J n cos, it will try to pull the sphere vertically down, as there is an inextensible string. So therefore the string will be jerked and impulse JT will act here. So this was overall sequence it happened. So because of this now, can this Jn what happen? Finally JT will become equal to Jn cos theta. The impulse will be nullified here, net impulse. Only Jn sin theta will act on the sphere, second sphere along x-axis. So because of that, it will move in this direction. So why the second sphere will have only horizontal velocity? Because the JT will become equal to Jn cos theta. Means a jerk is produced, and that jerk, what it will do? Set up an impulsive tension is set up in the string, and that will nullify the impulse due to normal contact along y-axis on the second sphere. What are unknown things? V1, V2. We'll take help of conservation of linear. Next question comes. What are the directions? So there are two things are then. This is the line of impact. There are two things are there. So one, this is the line of impact. So in which direction I can apply conservation of linear momentum? Along x-axis, can I conserve momentum? The answer is no. Any reason? Or answer? First, along line of impact. In short, I'll write LOI. I just assume if there are different radii, we can work out. Just to make problems simple, to avoid mathematics, I made them of same radii. If there are different radii, then you should calculate the line of impact, how it will be get oriented. Later we'll discuss later some other problems. Now, this is about the line of impact here. Along common normal, it will be directed. Now, is it momentum conserved along line of impact? The answer is no, because component of JT cos theta will come into picture, you see. So momentum is not conserved along line of impact. Is it momentum conserved along y-axis? No. Jn cos theta, Jn cos theta. But what about JT? Unbalanced. So therefore, momentum is not conserved along x, along line of impact, along y-axis. Pi, y. So or we'll write in terms of statement. Momentum is not conserved along line of impact and along y. The reason for that, JT non-zero. So therefore, in whichever direction if you want, you cannot conserve. What you have to check? You have to check, is it linear impulse zero or non-zero in that direction? Okay, after this condition, now can I conserve along x-axis? Yes, we can conserve. Because what is the Jn sin theta? Jn sin theta. And what about here theta? Jn sin theta. So net impulse along x-axis 0. And what about JT, sir? Component of JT along x-axis will be 0. So therefore, net impulse along x-axis is in fact 0. Along line of impact, component of impulse will come JT cos theta. So therefore, momentum is not conserved. Look at JT. JT cos theta is unbalanced, no? So therefore, momentum is not conserved along line of impact and along y-axis. And now applying conservation of linear momentum. Initial momentum m1 I'll write all set of equations here. Applying m1 u sine theta minus m1 v1 sine theta plus m2 v2. How many unknowns are there? v1, v2 are two unknowns. I need one more equation. So what is one more equation from where I should bring? I'll take help of quotient of restitution formula. According to quotient of restitution formula, what is E? You can write it as velocity of separation along this one. E is equal to, I'll define this direction as positive. Anything you can pick up, let me take this is positive. So therefore, what is like a velocity of colliding objects? So this will be theta. So V2 sine theta. So if you still find very difficult, you directly draw one line of impact. Show all the velocities. So initial velocity how much? U. Final velocity of the first pair V1. Then that of second pair after impact how much it should be? V2 sine theta. You come for here. This is theta. This angle will be theta here, no? This angle will be theta. So V2 sine theta will come, and this is line of impact. And I think by having this diagram, anybody can write equation. Now, what is the quotient of restitution formula now? E equal to V2 sine theta minus of V1 by plus U minus 0. Solving this, we'll get EU is equal to V2 sine theta plus V1. Solving 1 and 2, we'll get expression for V1, V2. Now few questions. The problem will not get over here. I may trouble you if I ask this in more than one option. No? What are the other things I'll ask you? What about I'll show complete diagram. Huh? It's visible. Just make careful observation. No? There's any loss in kinetic energy here? Yes, the kinetic energy is lost. The loss in kinetic energy, what happened? I'm asking this question. The loss in kinetic energy here, so I'll put it like this. Kf will be less than Ki. Any reason for that? Because inelastic collision. As E is less than 1. And normally, what happened? That delta K, loss in kinetic energy. Conservation of momentum, m1 u sine theta, m1 u sine theta, m1 v1 sine theta, velocity of this, v1, m1 v1 sine theta, m2 v2. And now, loss in kinetic energy, where do it will go? More than one options. Okay, everyone knows how to solve this. Writing equation. Now, just make a line. The loss in kinetic energy. Tell me where all that loss. That only Vn sine theta, no? See, V1 sine theta. This is a V1 sine theta. So M1 V1 sine theta. M2 V2. I wrote all things clearly. Equation 1. You make observation. And now, loss in kinetic energy. The loss in kinetic energy, what will happen? A part of that energy will be utilized to deform the bodies. It can happen. Next, a sound will be generated, heat will be generated, and also there will be impulses set up. No, string is jerked, and you know whenever string is jerked, there must be some heat generated. So here the delta K will be utilized in many ways here. The heat generated in string will be due to this parameter only. Now you have to be very careful. The heat generated in the string is due to impact only. So the delta K, what happened? The loss in kinetic energy, a part of that energy is utilized to deform the bodies, to increase potential in the bodies. Next, heat generated. Next, some sound will be generated. You know, you throw some stone against wall, or two billiards, or two balls when they collide, or two vessels in the house they collide. You get a sound, no? Inelastic collision only. So heat generated in the string is also due to delta K. Delta K will be converted as, will be available as deformation energy of bodies. Next again, sound, heat, and heat generated in string. Now this is really troublesome for you. You have to be very careful. So when they ask you a question, try to bother about what happened after collision. Next one, if it is a, instead of string, let there be a spring. Let's see what conditions will arise. that ball as one system, then okay. But it's of no use, no? If we consider that upper wall string balls as one system, then the net impulse along y-axis would be 0, right? Yeah, depending upon what you define system, but it's of no use. Balls, you should not take it. Only one ball, that one. M2, the sphere M2 and the wall will become one system. And the wall will not move, no? Let me bring a spring, that one. So same situation. I just brought an idea of the let's see that how you analyze this. Inelastic collision. After impact, what conditions will arise? Almost the problems you are supposed to make an analysis like this. If there's a string either, if spring comes, what conditions will arise? So it will come and collide. As usual, I'll proceed like this. So there will be a normal impulse due to normal contact. Then after this, initially any spring force will be acting as kx naught should balance m2 g, no? Because for equilibrium. Now this normal contact, anything can do to the spring. This normal impulse which is acting, anything can it do to the spring. For what duration of time the spheres will be in contact? For what duration of time? For a very small duration of time. Sudden change in spring force not possible in this case. Other cases possible. Can you remember I shown? We took other cases very possible. So sudden change in spring force may not be possible. It's not possible. So what will happen to during collision also, that kx naught will remain as it is. I'll continue. So what is the net impulse along? So will there be any impulsive spring force? That's what my question. The answer is no. Impulsive spring force. Sudden, what happens when the spring force will change? Only when the block M2, when M1 loses contact from M2. Okay, when M1 loses contact from M2 and it starts moving up, as it starts losing contact, then what happens? This will acquire velocity, then it starts moving, no? So as such, impulsive spring force will be 0. So let's assume that it will retrace path. After impact, let it retrace path here. Now what can happen to this sphere 2 just after impact? How the sphere M2 should move? I think it should move in a plane, no? Because of Jn is acting, so it will acquire a velocity v2 like this. Then component of velocity will make the spring to further elongate, and the other component will also make it to move. So how the sphere M2 now it will move in a plane. Earlier with string it was moving horizontally. Now it can move in a plane. I'm putting after collision, after impact, sphere M1 retraces the path. Both the spheres are identical. Okay, no. This is so. What all equations we can write here now? Can I apply conservation of linear momentum along x-axis? Yes, we can apply it. So as usual again, m1 u cos theta should be equal to m2 v2 sin theta minus m1 v1 sin theta. There's a one equation along x-axis. Then now can I conserve momentum along line of impact? Yes, you can conserve along line of impact also. And this is use sin theta. This is along x-axis. Other students are right along line of impact. Along line of impact, m1 u1 is equal to m2 v2 minus m1 v1. Both are same, no? How many unknowns are there? v1, v2. I need one more equation. So I'll go for quotient of restitution. This should be equal to v2 minus of minus v1 plus u. Two equations, two unknowns. Solving will get the required thing. So how the ball second sphere will move? It will move in a now plane. Previously it was moving along x-axis only, just after impact. Because of tension, weight, it will start swinging. There's a later part. It may complete vertical circular motion, previous one. It may oscillate, it may lose circular path about point of. It all depends upon the just after impact, what is the velocity acquired. So no impulsive spring force. Really very troublesome for students. They must analyze all. So there's nothing called like a, it all depends upon the situation.
Line of momentum is conserved along y-axis, sir.
On what?
On y-axis, sir.
You can write. Again, same equations will come, no? Along x, along y, along line of impact, you see. m1 u1 cos theta. The same equations. Momentum is conserved along x, along y, along line of impact here. In all directions, it is conserved. In any direction, you can conserve. Not only this, in any direction, momentum is conserved. Because plus j and minus j, no impulsive. So in any direction, since we are very familiar along line of impact, no, that's why I'm just wrote specific here. In any direction, it is conserved. Choose a suitable thing along line, along x-axis, y-axis, that one. If you write in any direction, you'll get the same equations. Okay, let me take the next situation here. Let me take the colliding spheres. These are the two spheres, identical spheres. Let me have radius r. They're approaching with a speed u. I'll give the description. Two identical spheres, A and B, are moving perpendicular to each other with a speed u as shown. Slowly we'll move to the collisions in 2 dimensions. Perpendicular to each other with a speed u as shown. They'll collide with velocity of sphere A. They'll collide with velocity of sphere A aligned along line of impact. They'll collide inelastically with velocity of sphere A aligned along line of impact. Find the velocity of spheres just after impact or after collision. So now he has given one. They will collide inelastically with the velocity of sphere A aligned along line of impact. I think when you are drawing the diagram, this condition is what you have to remember. So I think we should, it's all about the diagram based questions. So you should go for the initial diagram, the final diagram, and collision before, collision after, before collision, during collision, and after collision. All these diagrams are needed. Let's go for just like when they're in contact, how they will be. You think on the problem. Meanwhile, I'll finish off this. Now I'm giving the situation of like this here. After collision, this what happens. Okay, this is sphere A, this is sphere B, this is A, this is B. Why I'm showing during collision like this? Because you read the question. During collision, the velocity of sphere A will be along line of impact. What is the line of impact? I think there's a line of impact. X-axis is line of impact. Common tangent. There's a common tangent and there's a common normal. No? During collision, what happens? The velocity of sphere A will be along line of impact here. So therefore, the x-axis is what? The line of impact. So now how the impulses will act on the sphere. No? So due to this, the impulse will be in this direction. And the impulse on this sphere will be in this direction. Then the sphere A is having velocity u. And is having velocity u. Now you go back. I gave initially some diagrams. With the help of that, can we trace out in what direction the sphere A can move? What is the possible direction sphere A? Somewhere I'm assuming like this, VA. What about sphere B? I'm assuming somewhere like this. Let it get there. Why sphere A will move along axis? There's a, what are the possibilities? Sphere A can come to rest, can continue to move in same direction, or it can rebound. What about sphere B? Must move in this direction. No? Why must? Because of impulse and the velocity. How do it can move? Go back. I discussed here. This is the only thing which will help you. A component of the impulse will introduce a momentum or will impart momentum along x-axis also because of y component and x component of velocity. It will move in a plane. How to trace out what direction the colliding bodies will move after impact? You must have a diagram during collision. How the initial velocities, how the impulse are acting. With the help of that, you can trace it. Otherwise, not possible. Am I right? Okay, now let's see that. What are unknown things? VB and VA, no? These are the two unknown things are there. So I'll find out now this one. Can I apply in what action momentum is conserved? In any direction. There's one advantage for you. But you conserve momentum in a direction where you can write equations very easily. What are unknown things? VA, VB and theta. The unknown things are VA, VB and theta. So what shall I do? I'll take help of conservation of momentum. In what direction? Along x-axis, I'll write it. So in any direction, momentum is conserved. So I'll directly write the set of equations. Pix equal to Px. So initial momentum, both are of same mass. If you want, you can take different masses M1, M2. Let me pick up same mass here. So mu is equal to MVA plus MVB cos theta. Then along y-axis. Along y-axis, initial momentum, mu, final momentum, MVB sin theta. Then quotient of restitution formula. How to apply that? Along line of impact only I should apply. So I'll take this direction as the positive. Then applying quotient of restitution formula, we'll get E is equal to velocity of the sphere VB cos theta minus VA plus U minus 0. And now you can ask questions. So why you are applying quotient of restitution along x? Why don't you apply along y-axis? In what direction E is defined? Velocities of colliding bodies which are measured along line of impact. No, you should not define E for along y-axis here in this given situation. Along line of impact only the quotient of restitution is defined. Because the impulse of deformation in which direction will occur? Along the direction of impulse only. So along line of impact only the E is defined. So velocities of colliding objects along line of impact. We'll take that. So this is equal to EU equal to VB cos theta minus VA. 3 equations, 3 unknown. Solving this, we'll get the required answer. So you must have, this is what before collision, during collision, after collision. So a student must have these diagrams. Whenever you're discussing problems of this kind, so the during collision, the diagram they'll miss. So this is very important. So there are around 50 problems are there. You can manage all that if you can just put some small effort. You should have a patience or hard work. Drawing diagram. See, before collision already given in book. During collision, draw it when they come in contact, how the impulses will act, how the initial velocity. So with the help of impulse momentum equation, predict the direction. then rough diagram, then right equation will be safer side. So the second diagram is what you'll miss. And you assume randomly the third diagram and you'll go wrong. This is what happens with the students. If they are elastic collision, tell me what will happen if they collide elastically. This is for E between 0 and 1. If they collide elastically, the sphere A will have, the sphere A will come to rest, and what about the sphere B? Sphere B will move in a plane. Theta will become 45 degrees, check it. If the elastic collision, there'll be exchange of velocity along line of impact. So the topic will become unlimited. I'm telling this one, the same above problem. Above problem equal to 1. Finally, what will happen? After collision, the first sphere will come to rest. I'll show it here only. And the sphere B will move with a velocity Any reason for that? Because for the elastic collision, there'll be exchange of velocities along line of impact. And the y component of velocity will not change for B as it is. And the x component of velocity of B will be that of initial x component of velocity of V. So what is the velocity of sphere B will be now? U root 2. And it will make angle 45 degrees. So the question will become unlimited for you. You just don't confine, try to analyze here. So if the inelastic collision, perfect inelastic collision, they'll move in the direction of common velocity. If E equal to 0, in the above problem E equal to 0. In the above problem, if E equal to 0, then after impact, what should happen? The both combined blocks will move with the velocity of center of mass. What is the velocity of center of mass? Should be equal to mu I cap plus mu j cap by m plus m. So this should be u by 2 I cap j cap. Analysis is very important. It's not that just I'll write some equation, I'll get answer. Both will have So every problem you just make it up, elastic, inelastic, perfect inelastic. What conditions will arise? You'll be in a safer side, I feel. Okay, what all we discussed, no? So these are things. So like this, you should analyze a case wise. In books, what happen? Either they give one, either E equal to 1, E equal to 0, or E between 0 and 1. I'll have water. Now we'll discuss the same colliding spheres only. will be very challenging for me, drawing diagrams. I'll try. Yeah. There's a very basic fundamental problem. These are the two spheres are there, sphere A, both are identical. This is moving with a speed u, and this is at rest. Sphere B, it is at rest. They'll collide. So let's take a case. They'll collide elastically, they'll collide inelastically, then what conditions will arise? These are disk rather than this one, the disk A and B. Carom board, I think, see, realists are finding very difficult. Go for carom board. Coins are identical, the disk, that one. So keep it one. Other one, you make it to go and collide and make observation. Do play carom board for this 2-3 days, daily 1 hour. I think you can really understand things very easily. The disk A and B are placed on smooth or gentle surface. The disk A is moving along x-axis with velocity u as shown. Find the velocity of this after collision. First case we'll discuss for E equal to, first case for E equal to 1, second case inelastic collision. Let's analyze. So there's a diagram I'm giving here now. Rough diagrams in your notebook, you draw it and try to, so what is the important thing here? During collision, how that line of impact and how that impulse will act. Then from impulse momentum equation, we should predict the possible direction. Okay, go for the respective diagram, that one. So during collision, they should be brought here. So that's the same diagram. You just bring the sphere A till here. I think I'll continue the diagram here. This not needed. I'll adjust the diagram. It's not responding. Let's come for this one. Yeah, this during impact is what I should have on diagram. So I'll bring it like this here. Okay, now how the we have to show that all the things. So what is the line of impact? Line of impact I'm showing by red color. So let this be the line of impact. If you have a scale and if you have 1 rupee coin, you can manage. If you are finding very difficult, 1 rupee coin, you take it, or any lid of any bottle, different things. So this we have, let this be R. This distance will be R, no? And this will be R. What is this red color line? Line of impact. So in that direction only, the impulse will act here. So now what we have to do here? That impulse, I'll show it. So how the impulse will act here. So before collision, this is having a speed u. This was at rest, and the impulse will act in this direction. And the impulse on this sphere will act in this direction. Let me take this is theta. This is theta. First we'll find out what is sine theta will be. Sine theta is equal to r by 2r. Theta 30 degrees. Triangle you see. So what can be distance C1, C2? Center of this should be equal to 2r, no? So we do have a triangle. We'll get a triangle. So make observation every problem. A situation of like this, you are going to come across. And this is what we define theta. Okay, now I have some enough information. So first elastic collision I'm discussing. For elastic collision, what should happen to the sphere now? Exchange of velocity occurs along line of impact. So after impact, so directly straight away for elastic collision, first case I'm bringing it here. I think I'll diagrams I'm finding very difficult. Huh? Okay, able to see now? This is so after collision, what will happen to this x component of u cos theta? U cos theta will be given to this impulse. I'll take it out because after collision the impulse should not be there. So let's do one thing. So I'll directly straight away I'm concluding the problem. After collision, this will move with a velocity u cos theta, and this will move with a velocity u sin theta. And how do they move? They move perpendicular to each other. So what is the best way of doing this problem is along line of impact, perpendicular to line. So velocities of colliding objects perpendicular to line of impact should remain same, no? So here only we could have done that one. U sin theta. How u sin theta? Perpendicular to line of impact. So that component will not change. And since elastic collision, there will be exchange of velocities along line of impact occur because E equal to 1 and what is another condition given? E equal to 1 and also other condition is given that masses are same. So exchange of velocity occurs along line of impact. U cos theta was velocity of first sphere along line of impact. U sin theta perpendicular line of impact. U sin theta will not change. So this will be the velocity of sphere A. This will be the velocity of sphere B. And how VA and VB will be perpendicular. This is for E equal to 1. Let's see for second case. E between 0 and 1. Same diagram I should bring it, no? What will happen to that u sine theta for this P array? It will remain as it is. So therefore, what we have to do, we have to discuss the whole problem along line of impact, perpendicular to line of impact. Let me take total here. And then this one I'll erase it. Now see things clearly. I kept two diagrams in front of you. So this impulse also I'll take it out. Tell me now. So I'll bring this line perpendicular to line of impact. I think one problem, if you can understand, you can manage. Only one problem. How I should make this one. So there are two components are there. This is like a VA parallel. Sorry, VA perpendicular this is. And VA parallel. Masses are same. Will there be an exchange of velocity for E between 0 and 1? Need not know. We have to calculate separately. So after collision, so this will have VA parallel and this will be VB parallel. I'll take it to all these unnecessary things. What are VA parallel, VB parallel? This is line of impact. Tell me how you are going to find out unknown things. How many unknowns are there? Please do make observation. I have given, of course, they may appear a little bit small, but all the information I just dumped it here. The velocity of sphere A will be resultant of VA perpendicular, VA parallel. Whereas the velocity of sphere B only V parallel, because only impulse will act during collision. No? This is during collision. This is after collision. This is before collision. This is after collision. There's a very basic problem. Almost every book they have given this particular thing. And there's a basic fundamental one. With the help of this, you can manage many other numericals. How to calculate VA parallel, VB parallel? Three unknowns are there. I need three equations. So let's go for one more. In what direction momentum is conserved? Any direction. But which direction I should conserve? Along line of impact. That'll be much easier, no? So I'll go for one by one. For second case, we are discussing conservation of linear momentum along line of impact. What was the initial momentum? Mu cos theta. Try to see here. Mu cos theta along line of, and what is this P B? It was a test. In the diagram, everything is visible. So therefore, the equation will be mu cos theta is equal to m VA parallel plus m VB parallel. So therefore, u cos theta equal to VA parallel plus VB parallel. Now what is theta? Theta is 30 degrees. So we know value of that. So u root 3 by 2. Keep it here. So 2 unknown. Then coefficient of restitution formula. I'll take this is positive. So VB parallel, VA parallel by u cos theta minus 0. This is so EU root 3 by 2 VB parallel minus VA parallel. Equation 1. What is unknown thing? Okay, VA parallel, VB parallel, two unknowns are there. I'll add up these two. I'll get the unknown quantities. How to calculate that VA perpendicular? Anybody? Should be u sin theta only, because how the impulse will act? How the impulse will act along line of impact. No? So u sin theta must remain same. So what should be VA perpendicular? VA perpendicular must be equal to u sin theta. adding up these two, equation 192. So it should be equal to how much this is? E plus 1 u root 3 should be equal to 2 VB parallel. So what is VB parallel? E plus 1 u root 3 by 2. Substitute that here, we'll get the VA parallel. Anybody VA parallel?
Sir, u root 3 by 4, right?
U root 3 by 4. Huh?
No, sir. VB parallel.
E must be there, no? Value of E.
Yes, sir. E plus 1 into u root 3 by 4 we'll get. B parallel.
VB parallel, huh? VA parallel. Huh?
VB parallel, sir.
VB, sir.
U root 3 by 4. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, 4 will be there. Yeah. Anybody VA parallel?
It is 1 minus E, sir. Into u root 3 by 4.
This much? Huh? Yeah. Center of mass, VCM will remain same velocity of center of mass. VA perpendicular V, no? So from this, this is I think U by 2, no? Sine theta. So I can get the velocity of this. VA parallel whole square, VA perpendicular whole square. And what is VB? This is only VB. The whole sequence is what? I can only show this much, the window. So I think during collision diagram is very important. No, with that only we can manage everything. Try to see this. So whenever you get two-dimensional collision, what you should do, the line of impact becomes very important. Those component of velocities directed perpendicular to the line of impact will not change. Those component of velocities which are along line of impact, there'll be some changes will come due to impact here. So what we have to do before collision, we have to check it. Is there any component of velocities of colliding bodies perpendicular to line of impact? Those components will not change. So elastic, inelastic collision, things will be determined. How A will move? I think A will not move along line of impact or perpendicular to line of impact. A will move somewhere in this direction. Somewhere like this. And B will move along line of impact. If E equal to 1, A will move perpendicular to line of impact, B will move along line of impact. After collision now, the A will not move along line of impact or perpendicular, somewhere resultant. Here, it all depends on these two components. So this is what happens in carom board coins, no? You take a striker and the coin will have different radii. Here what meant they are identical, identical in shape, same radii, no? So therefore, what is the condition, no? So take two either white coins or black coins. Then unless, you see, it all depends upon how do they collide. So there's a very basic fundamental problem. So what is the conclusion now here? B will move, disk B moves along LOI and disk A I can't write any specific this one. Whereas here this is perpendicular to line of impact. So rather than I suggest you like a student, what will happen? Should draw a diagram during collision. The diagram will help you a lot during that collision. This diagram. This was the concept. Look at initial velocity and the impulse. With the help of that, you should trace it out. If the masses are different, in that case, it'll be like you can't write M here, M1 U cos theta, M1 VA parallel, M2 VB parallel. Then you check it. If masses same and equal to 1, then exchange of velocity occurs, like what you have seen in this case. So what all you should do? Is it elastic, inelastic? Is it masses same or different? Then also the dimensions of the disk are same dimension or different dimension. So all these things have to be taken care. Now, inelastic collision, I have defined. No, what happened to this decrease in kinetic energy of system? Where do it go? Delta K. There will be loss in kinetic energy. You calculate final kinetic energy, initial kinetic energy. Final kinetic energy will be less than initial kinetic. Where do this kinetic energy gone? Converted into either deformation of bodies or it will be in the form of sound energy. In carom board, tell me what will happen. In elastic collision, you get a sound, no? When two coins they strike, tuck, you get a sound. So it's in elastic collision. Elastic collision, you don't get any sound, heat or no deformation. So a troublesome question for students. Two bodies collided and a sound is generated. Tell me what is the collision? In elastic collision it is. In carom board, will they undergo deformation? No. There won't be deformation energy. It will be either, it will be maximum, it will be sound only. You can see then two coins when they strike, no, you get maximum sound. Shall we use elastic coins in carom board? Very conceptual question they'll ask you. In carom board, if a student to minimize sound effect or to eliminate sound effect, he'll bring elastic coins. Tell me what will happen there. Can you play carom board? No. you can't play. So suppose that the board, the side wall, no, if the elastic, tell me what when the striker, can it rebound? It cannot rebound with such a speed, no. So therefore, when your person, if you're manufacturing the coins and the side wall in carom board, you have to take care, no, the value of E, what happened? Should be equal to 1 or should not be equal to 1. If E equal to 1, it will undergo deformation. So E should not be equal to 1. And E equal to 0, what is the problem? It gets stuck if it directly moves. So like this, what when the wood should be designed there. It's not that I'm telling this one. All the instruments here around you are based on science. Not just simply somebody has made it. Everything, some science is involved. You do make observation this time here. So you take some rubber disc something and try to, that you make it a striker and try to play. Then you'll understand like what is the use of that E in the designing of carom board. So rather than this numericals in advance, they may test you with a very generalized question for you. You should be very careful. Okay, now I'll stop it here. Tomorrow we'll continue. Tomorrow we'll explore a higher level of problems. They're just only the basic fundamentals today I introduced. Tomorrow we'll wind up this topic. Two-dimensional collisions completely will finish off tomorrow. Okay, thank you all of you.
Sir, evening class?
Evening class will be there, ma. Evening I'll intimate the time. Paper discussion will be there. Please do
Okay,
attend.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Evening there'll be paper
Thank-
discussion. I'll intimate the time.